Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Rock Bottom Podcast with Ray DeVito, also known as the G-Hole Podcast. I'm keeping both names. Screw it. We'll keep both names. When I have someone, it's Rock Bottom Podcast. Eventually, everything's going to trans over. But in the meantime, I'm keeping both names because they both populate. So, well, whatever. So, yeah, man, fun one today, man. I got two very funny comedians with me. I got Kerryn Feehan and I got Mike Feeney. Both are hilarious. I would say to follow them. Yeah, dude, both of them got great podcasts. I know Irish Goodbye with Mike Feeney, although he's got a new one, the Scenario Pod. But yeah, very funny dude. He's crushing it. Follow it. I'd say follow him on Twitter. As I'm recording this, I just saw Facebook and Instagram is down, and then I checked Twitter, it's down everywhere. First, I'm like, all right, is it something my account for some reason? But no, it's everyone's because I saw that on Twitter. But follow him on Twitter at I am Mike Feeney. Very funny dude, a great dude too. On top of it, very nice dude. This was a lot of fun. This is one of the funnest podcasts I had in a while. And Kerryn Feehan, you can follow her on Twitter. It's got all her stuff. She's got a podcast called Only Feehans, but you can follow her at K Free Hams. A play on her name. I get it. At K Free Hams. Yeah, she's cool, very funny lady. And yeah, we had a lot of time, a lot of shitting on me, which is fine. That's part of the deal. I'm a man. I can take it. A lot of it is me shitting on myself. Join my Patreon, you sons of bitches. Why are you not joining my Patreon? Patreon.com/radio. Thank you, those who do. I got to start doing more. I'm doing more Patreon hangs. That's what I'm going to do. I got to do something. But no, it's everyone that is. I'm a Patreon. Thank you so much. But yeah, I was just and also silkcityhotsauce.com. Check them out. silkcityhotsauce.com. Put in the G-Hole, get 20% off all your orders. Ghost Whisper is my favorite. That is my favorite sauce of theirs. Yeah, man, I love it. I keep it in my trunk because I'm on the road all the time. And yeah, whenever I get a sandwich, I always even tacos, like I just put on the sauce in there. So yeah, I keep it in my trunk. I keep it. I'm mobile. I'm on wheels. Speaking of which, I'll be in Myrtle Beach, the 14th to the 17th, Carolina Comedy Club. After that, I'm going to do a bunch of shows in Ohio with the Midwest. Austin's his first name, Austin Roberts. I'll have him tag me on Facebook. If you're in Ohio, if you're in Central Ohio, I know it's like some shows in Columbus that they run. Gonna do that. Yeah, I'm supposed to be in the Bahamas. I can't. But dude, I've been. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad. I've been running around. Yes, everyone asked me on my Instagram. Yeah, I've been breaking packs with Chicken 101. Yeah, and hopefully we're gonna do a bunch of stuff together. And yeah, we're just yeah, the sport. Everyone knows I'm a sports card nerd. Hence the rock bottom. I got a lot of grief for collecting my. Hey, but it paid off. I got people hitting me up. I'm doing commentary like while people are breaking packs, and it's been going all right. It's hilarious because it's very sterile. Like I'm the only one making jokes. Everyone else is like that because people like buy packs of cards and you open them for them, and you get like these 101s that are like these giant deals and stuff. But yeah, I'm just there providing jokes and yeah, trying to bring it back to when I was a kid and the joys of actually opening up packs of baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards, and like just that. Like yeah, my pack. I just opened. I got a Gary Payton autograph. Everyone like looks over like, oh, that's not like. And I'm like, what? No, that's the glove. That's like the greatest defensive point guard ever play the game. That's actually kind of a big deal. So yeah, having fun doing stuff with them. So yeah, so I've been running around doing that stuff, and yeah, check me out. I'll always, if you're in New York City, the Stand Comedy Club, October 25th. We got Dan Soder, Janine Garofalo, Sherrod Small, Mike Racine, all on that show. Yeah, it's good times. All right. I love everybody. Follow my page at patreon.com/Ray DeVito. And yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of baseball card videos now because they kind of want me to do that too. I'm supposed to host some events for them too. So yeah, so this has been a good thing. Turns out being a baseball cards, being into baseball cards It turns out it's been fun. Yeah, comedy and baseball cards match. It's a very niche market. I think I'm the only one that does it. So yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. All right. I love you guys. Enjoy. Mike and Karen are awesome. This is great chemistry on this podcast. I had a lot of fun with these guys. All right. Peace. All right. What's up, buddy? Mike Feeney, very funny comic. I will do an intro at the beginning. So, but yeah, man, this is audio and video, by the way. And I was listening to a podcast. That's my research. I listen to podcasts that my guests have just been on. I thought you were a drummer, and I see nothing but guitars behind you.
Yeah, well, I live in Queens. I can't have a drum set in my tiny apartment in Queens. A guitar, I only started playing guitar because I couldn't have drums with me in college. So I was like, I'll learn how to play bass because bass is the next closest thing to drums. And then I realized bass sucks. And so I was like, let me get out of here. And then I switched over to guitar. And then I learned like 4 chords, and that's about it.
Well, they look good. They look like brand new guitars. They're
great
like,
guitars. Yeah. I mean, they sound great if you know how to play them. You know, I got all the way up to where I started learning bar chords, and I haven't been able to learn how to bar chord, and it's stopped any and all progress that I've made.
And you're like the David Grohl of comedy.
Yeah,
I'm from drums to guitar.
Yeah, I'm going to lead singer next.
And now you're selling out arenas.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be very kind.
Okay, she just texted me. Kerryn Feehan's going to join us.
Woo! I love the shades, the light from the shades.
Yes,
coming
I
in.
know. I look like Ziggy Stardust.
Window.
I look like Ziggy Stardust. I don't know. Like most people listen to this on audio, so they don't even see it. In regards to that, but yeah, I don't know why. Like, I don't know if that's better. It doesn't matter. You're by the way, like you and Karen are I'm not used to being, not that I'm any eye candy, but I'm not used to being the ugliest person on my podcast. I'm used
it's all in the eye of the beholder, you know. It depends who you ask.
Yeah, but I had like the little Ziggy Stardust thing. I look like Ziggy Stardust. I had like the little lines on my face.
Yeah, it's good. It's like an accent, you know.
Yeah,
is that a Fall Out Boy t-shirt?
Yes, it's a Fall Out Boy. I just saw him in concert.
With Blink-182 or Green Day it was?
Yeah, the Hella Mega. It was Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer.
Yeah.
A hell of a show.
Yeah, I know. Sagalo went to that show.
Oh, really? Yeah, dude, it was awesome. And then after that, then the next week I went to Alanis Morissette and Garbage.
She seems like she'd be great.
She was great. And I went by myself, which being a heterosexual dude, at an Alanis Morissette concert, I had like everything.
The way you say her name is very interesting to me. You go Alanis Morissette. You emphasize the et.
Oh, I thought you were making fun. I thought I was saying Alanis or Alanis wrong. I don't know. Is it Alanis?
I say Alanis or Alanis. Yeah, I don't know that, but I always say Morissette, but you go Morissette. You go up with the set, which is an interesting take on the last name. I like that. That'd be like if I was like Ray DeVito.
Yeah. This is a very emo setup.
Yeah, between the Fall Out Boy and the fucking hard contrast lighting on your belly, it's and the soft piano in the background.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna quick adjust this. Did you go on any concerts this summer? Is things
I went to a concert last week. I went to go see Flogging Molly.
Oh wow. That's
in New York City. They were awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's like not everyone's going to know who they are. I know who they are. I've never been to their concert. I hate this stupid lighting now that I'm looking at it. I am not a fan of this. It is what it is. Like I said, most people listen to this on audio anyway, so it's all right. Yeah, you guys are going to look way better than me. All right, I'm going to quit messing with the light. There's no way to make it unless I just turn this totally towards the window, and I don't know if that's just making it worse. All right, I'm done. I'm going back to the Ziggy Stardust.
There you go.
I'm going back to hey, actually that doesn't look
that's better.
Yeah, but no, Fall Out Boy, man, they're great. I like emo rock though. I've always liked emo rock. Like I always say, like my musical taste would be that of like a 14-year-old girl from 2005.
Yeah, I mean, I loved all that music too. Never Fall Out Boy; they were the worst. But there were a lot of
What?
bands. Yeah,
Wait a minute. What's your problem with Fall Out Boy? For real?
they're awful. Yeah, no, they're awful. But like, I really I loved a lot of emo music. But they, much like Panic at the Disco, much like Simple Plan, were all just radio corporate.
You know what? You do have a point because like the songs that they played were not the songs I wanted to hear them play. Like they have a lot of radio hits where I like Sophomore Slump, Dead on Arrival, like some of their other songs like What to Catch Johnny. Like those are their better songs. Like if I got to pick the set list, I wouldn't have they wouldn't do like Dance Dance and like all those. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
they were very like corporate emo, you know, versus
I hear
like
you.
a lot
I
of the
hear
bands.
you. You make a good point. I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah,
You
I used
make
to
a very
listen
good
to
point.
a lot of. I used to listen to a lot of like, Brand New and Senses Fail and Taking
Brand
Back
New's one of my
Sunday.
favorite. I wear a Brand New shirt.
Brand
I love
New's
it. People will compliment me on my Brand New shirt when they.
Yeah, Brand New's fantastic, but but they were like, they were legitimately, troubled people.
Oh, you think so? Dude,
Yeah,
they
man.
write some good songs, man. Speaking of which, I called you David Grohl. He's been doing songs with that Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, David Grohl can like anything he touches, I feel like turns into gold.
And you know why you know what legitimizes him is like Prince loved him. Like Prince, when I saw Prince in concert, he covered the Foo Fighters song, which he also did at the Super Bowl show. He played the Foo Fighters Best of You,
Love that.
which is like, dude, if Prince is doing your song,
You've arrived.
yeah, like you're legit. And he's from Ohio on top of it.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from Youngstown. Well, at least he was born there. I don't know.
Right.
I think
Yeah, he
moved
was like, I
around.
think he like had his adolescence and he like grew up in like DC. But I think he probably was, he was maybe born there and spent the first few years of his life there, I guess.
Yeah, but speaking of Alanis Morissette, Alanis Morissette, how am I supposed to be saying it?
You're saying her name correct. You're just pronouncing it interesting. It'd be like if I was like Fallout Boy, you know what I mean? Versus like
right.
Fallout Boy, you were going like Alanis Morissette or something like that.
Yeah.
You were going up on this set, and I feel like it's a down on the set. Alanis Morissette. It just kind of like Alanis Morissette. It comes up and down like a gondola,
I make her sound like she's playing halfback for Rutgers or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tackled at the 34-yard line with a 7-yard gain. Alanis
Yeah.
Morissette.
Morissette.
And that'll be 3rd and 3. But she kept because I saw him in Akron, Ohio at Blossom, where Chrissy Hyde from the Pretenders is from.
Mhm.
And she kept talking about how much she loves Chrissy Hyde and like Back to Ohio. And she's like chanting Back to Ohio. So I assumed she was going to play. She never played the song.
That's
I
it.
just assumed she was going to play the song. Like she's quoting the song and people are like, yeah, Back to Ohio. And then she does, you give, you learn. You learn.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, you totally set us up like you were going to play that song and then you didn't do it. So it was like, what happened? But no, but yes, I promise you will like some Fall Out Boy songs.
I remember I was at I don't know, I think like a Warped Tour or something where they were on it, and I was with a bunch of my friends, and we all we all hated them because of again what they they gave like emo a bad name in the commercial realm, and then like people would make fun of us for listening to like emo rock, thinking that it was all Fall Out Boy. So but I did have some friends that wanted to see Fall Out Boy, but my buddies and I also listened to like a lot of hardcore music too. We ended up just starting a huge, way overly aggressive mosh pit in Fall Out Boy, because like Fall Out Boy shows, it's just like a lot of like girls and they kind of like bop and push each other around, and we like shoved everybody back and were fully like fists flying, and we just scared the shit out of a lot of children, and that was fun for us.
Dude, you had to be like the prettiest mosh boy ever.
I used to mosh like crazy, dude. I don't.
Too good, and you don't have the body for it. You're like tall
Here's the
and
thing,
lanky.
dude. in a mosh pit, I have the perfect body for it because it's all fists and arms. So you want reach. That's what you want. And the farther you can reach, and it's the people with short arms, they end up getting hit in the face because there's, people get too close to them. With me, it's like I'm able to hit everyone in like a 3-foot radius around me. I went to a System of a Down show, and everybody looked like a middle linebacker inside the mosh pit, and I watched them scared of me move away because I came from like the hardcore like Long Island punk scene where
as you have your acoustic guitar behind you. Yeah, you sound like a hardcore.
Dude, I would like do helicopter arms, and I'm fucking doing eagle kicks inside there. I would leave with like my hands swollen and shit. It was crazy.
I never get into moshing. Why did you like? I never.
It was so fun because it's like you it's close. It gives you the fight or flight adrenaline rush without the one-on-one confrontation, while also getting to express yourself physically in the music that you love.
It's good. All right. Explain moshing to me. Like, all right, do that again, because like I go to a concert, I just want to hear the music. That's why I don't mind going by myself, sitting to the side, and just like getting into it. But you say that there's something to moshing where it gets your where you connect with the music.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you never like. Have you ever screamed lyrics before while watching a band, or you just sit there and watch them silently?
No, I sing along. I'm jumping around, but I do.
So it's the same thing. If you're jumping around, it's the same thing. It's just an elevated version of that,
But I'm not hitting other people.
But it's not about like you don't. That's a misconception with moshing. You don't go into a mosh pit.
I fucking love the Beatles.
Yeah, you don't go. You don't
watch
go
my right cross.
You don't go into a mosh pit and like look and then like try to punch people. You just go in. And it's like a version of dancing, essentially. That's why a lot of people who are in mosh pits are doing like two-stepping and stuff, where they're just kind of dancing in place, but they're kind of like violently throwing their arms back while they're dancing, because if you come in this little area, you're gonna get hit. Or like I was in a circle pit for Flogging Molly on Tuesday, which is just basically like when you would make a whirlpool.
How old are you now to be in these pits?
What?
Are you too old to be in these pits now, or no?
Not at Flogging Molly. Everybody's like older than me for the most part. I wouldn't go in a Hatebreed mosh pit anymore. I'll tell you that. Or like I don't know if I could. I would probably go in a Slipknot mosh pit still. But I mean, the days of going into like hardcore metal mosh pits those are like pretty fucking terrifying, but they're so exhilarating if you like walk out of there surviving it or with just scratches. I mean, it's the best. I mean, the one of the first mosh pits I was in was for Lamb of God, who were playing at Ozfest, and I
remember them. I'm never into like too hardcore stuff. Also, I used to have a joke about that too. I don't do it anymore, about like Metallica and Guns N' Roses. Like when I was a kid, I hated them because like every kid that used to beat the shit out of me was always wearing a Metallica and Guns N' Roses shirt.
Right.
So like you don't identify well with them. So like,
yeah, I mean, I love both of those bands, but I never did beat up people wearing those shirts. So maybe that's, what it is. But I
wasn't wearing the shirt. I said the kids that would beat me up.
Right. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I used to. I was in this mosh pit for Lamb of God, and what they do is they do this thing called the Wall of Death, and that was the most. That was my first mosh pit, so everything after that was very.
Wall of Death sounds very intense.
Yeah. So
or they like Savage Garden. They just have a hardcore name, then they just come out and play all these soft instruments.
So Wall of Death is something that Lamb of God would do during one of their songs. They would play the song Black Label, which starts with just like a drum and like a little riff, and then it would have a drop in it. And what they would do is they would separated an entire Ozfest audience. So there's like, a couple thousand people, whatever. They separated the entire audience right down the middle and made the audience spread probably about like 50 feet apart from one another. And then when the song drops and the metal guitar kicks in, everybody just does Braveheart and just runs full force into one another. Just two sides run directly into one another. And it was one of the like craziest things I've ever. It felt like I was in war, man. Like it was terrifying. I mean,
You're like, I paid $50 for this.
I was like 17, man. It was very terrifying, but it was awesome. And there's still videos of that all around when you could watch it. And it's just like there was one dude standing in the middle, and then when it crashed, it's just like you just never ever saw him again. I don't know what happened to him, but he's got to be dead.
Dude, that's yeah. What do you think would be like if you wanted to mosh now? Like I'm in my 40s now,
Yeah.
so and now I'm well into my 40s. So who would I want to go to if I wanted to mosh and see like other 45-year-olds?
It's all about what bands that you like that do mod, because you gotta like the music.
I was never in a although I do like bands that had mosh pits. Green Day had like a little bit of a mosh pit.
Green Day would have a great circle pit,
but it was also at PNC Park, and it was more like adults. It was like people like, I mean, they were all ages, so it wasn't a hardcore mosh pit. Like you could see it. In fact, you can go on YouTube, and I don't know if you do this too, but before I go to a concert, I'll like study online, like the Setlist FM, and then I'll like watch some of the clips of the shows that they did the nights before.
See, I couldn't be more the opposite of that. I hate that. I always hate when someone's like, well, I go to show someone and they're like, oh, they're gonna play this and then this, because I looked up the set list and I'm like, you're ruining the whole surprise, the whole idea of it, which is to like have it be spontaneous and like music, and like I don't want it to, it'd be like knowing a comedian's set list before seeing them. It's like I want it to feel spur of the moment, like they were like, all right, should we do Welcome to Paradise? All right, let's do Welcome to Paradise. Like you want it to feel like it's like new and fresh. Like I'm going to see Hamilton for the first time with my mom in a few weeks, and she's listening to the Hamilton soundtrack now in anticipation for it, and she suggested I do it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I want to hear for the first time while I'm doing it.
Oh, there she is. How are you, my dear? Welcome, Kerryn.
Hi, guys. Is my audio okay?
Yeah. We're talking about mosh pits. Mike, we're talking about going to concerts. I like to study what's going to be played so I can like really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sitting there being like, I hope they play this, and then they don't play it.
Kerryn, do you look up the set list of the musician you're going to see before they play?
No.
It's got to be spontaneous.
Yeah. I don't go to that many concerts either. Like I'm not.
What's your music? Who would you go see live?
I would go see like Kanye West live. I would go see Ariana.
Well, you don't know what you're getting. Like he's kind of I have seen him in concert, and he was great. But this was also like 12 years ago when he was like coming up and seemed more normal.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a Mental Breakdown live. I'm not opposed to that. I don't know. I think anything with like really strong choreography, I always enjoy. Like, I don't really like her music, but like Katy Perry has like good dancers with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I wouldn't be hard to sell. You know what I mean? Just like nobody ever wants to spend time with me.
I also don't mind going to concerts by myself. I actually enjoy going by myself. Like I like it because I'm there. Like I can talk to this person whenever. Like I want to. Although Green Day I went with friends. Alanis Morissette I went by myself. But yeah, the fall.
You were trying to fuck her. You didn't want to. Anybody?
No, I was telling Mike, like I was the only dude there. Like I had the whole place to myself. I might as well shut up wearing a MAGA hat and a Blue Lives Matter shirt. Like everyone just like stayed away from me at Alanis Morissette. Like the only dudes there were like dudes that were forced to be there because of their wives. Like yeah, like the men's room was just filled with women trying to pee in our urinals. Like that was the only cop action is cops dragging women out of the men's bathroom for peeing.
Wow.
So that was how hardcore it was at an Alanis Morissette concert. But yeah, I thought it was, but no, I enjoyed it. But Prince is the best performer I ever saw. Like Prince is
dead.
What? Yeah, I saw him at MSG. Like,
so sorry you had to find out this way.
Sorry that, you said that like you just heard about it this morning. like I don't know if you guys heard this.
I thought we were just going over like who would be great to see live, and he's literally the opposite. You can't. He's dead.
I'm saying he's the best performer. Although I did see. Speaking about dancing, I saw New Edition years ago at the Barclays Center, like all of them. And yeah, it was nice. All of them were good dancers except Bobby Brown. He just kind of sat in the corner while the rest of it. I called it Bobby and his 5 nephews. I just watched them all go, and while Bobby just sat there sweating.
I got free tickets to see The Weeknd, and he was pretty great. And
Oh,
he
that's
had like
awesome.
a big set list, and he he can actually sing and stuff like. And then but like there were other people like I used to get tickets all the time. I saw like Rihanna, and she's got a great voice, but she's maybe the stiffest like performer I've ever seen. She's like mic stand, and then she'll just kind of like squat and then stand back up. She doesn't even like move around the dance floor.
Are you sure that was
like,
Rihanna? Are you sure? It was
Yeah. Quite
someone that
positive.
didn't want to move so their hair falls out or something, like and their covers.
She just
blown?
kind of goes. She like moves vertically, not horizontally in any way.
I wouldn't know any of her songs other than the one she did. I know the Umbrella song. I know if she did a song with Kanye or
She did.
Yeah.
She has.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know her songs mostly. I guess the radio. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know her B-sides is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think I would enjoy her. She's so hot. She's probably really
So
high.
hot.
She's probably just like too stoned to like remember a lot of the choreography. She's like, whatever, I don't care. Like,
Yeah, she was very. You could tell she was very stoned, but she was. She's a great voice though.
What
Yeah.
venue did you see her?
Barclays Center.
Okay.
I saw her there, and then also, yeah, there's been a bunch of like, Khalid, not DJ,
Khalid?
not the DJ,
DJ
but the
Khalid?
guy.
Oh.
Great voice,
uh-huh.
but yeah, very like reminds me of like those '90s R&B sort of just sex music,
Yeah. All of his songs are like pretty romantic, I feel like, or that theme,
Yeah.
Yeah, what was Brian McKnight? Is he still around? Like he just seemed to always have
Oh,
like
you're
lots-
No,
up, right?
it's been
He's dead.
20 something years.
I wish he was dead instead of Prince.
Yeah.
Oh. Videos of the one you're like a dream come
Yeah,
true.
don't do this right. Stop.
Yeah.
I like
All
how
the
you're like
horrible singer.
he had all of that hit in the 90s. What do you mean? Why is he still not around?
Yeah.
He had one song.
No, he had more than one. So stop it. Brian McKnight had, but they were all those soft ballads. Remember Seal? Seal was good.
I feel like John Legend kind of came along and was like, I got this crooning stuff, like, or like I'm the new R&B soul guy.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah,
of R&B guys, man, R. Kelly, which obviously was going to go to jail.
I'm shook.
Yeah. Now, dude, I played basketball with R. Kelly, like back in 2003 in Cleveland, and he actually had I was on R. Kelly's team. It was not fun to play with R. Kelly. A place in Cleveland where we played basketball. I was pretty decent back in the day, but I was only good because I played 12 hours a day. I have no natural abilities.
But what was he good at basketball? What did he make you do? Did he just like chain you up and pee on you? Like what was his thing that he would do?
Well, they shut down this whole place. There's a guy that used to work security for the OJs. I don't know why the OJs needed security, but the young, but whenever R&B guys would come through, there's this place where we play basketball in Cleveland, which is a pretty nice place, but they shut the gym down for R. Kelly and his buddies to play basketball games. And I was one of the guys that was able to play. So I was on R. Kelly's team. R. Kelly could play in that he could shoot and stuff, but his boys, his 2 guys were really good. They were like 6. You could tell they played in college or something, where they would just get rebounds, dribble the ball out, and just hand it to R. Kelly for R. Kelly to shoot again. I was on R. Kelly's team. I never got the ball, and that's why
You keep saying you were on R. Kelly's team.
I was on his pickup team. It's a pickup team. I was one of the 5 guys.
Can you walk us through the team choosing though? Was it like, were you the first guy? R. Kelly?
No, I was not. They only had 4 guys with them, and someone had to play on his team.
Oh, so you were like you were shooting free throws on an adjacent court, and they're like, "Fuck, we need one more."
Yeah.
White boy, get over here.
But my buddy, a good friend of mine, Tucker Neal, who I just saw, I haven't seen him in years, and I just saw him. He played in he played at Colgate. He was a second leader in score in college 1 year behind Shaquille O'Neal, played on the Cavs rookie. He was a really good player. He's the reason why a lot of this stuff happened in Cleveland, basketball wise. But he was on the other team. He almost got in a fight with R. Kelly. Well, he tried getting in a fight with R. Kelly, and his two buddies like shoved him up against a wall, and we're gonna beat the shit out of him. But my whole point is, R. Kelly, literally, this is 2000. Before I knew anything about there were literally like I would say like 14-year-old girls there with them, with their crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I'm like, they were good looking, but they were young.
You're complicit in the
I'm complicit.
child trafficking, and you allowed it to go on for another decade plus.
Right.
It's
you
my fault.
could have stopped it.
Yeah.
How many years ago?
It's 2003. It was
Oh my God, it's 20
Think
more
of
years.
all
yeah.
Underage coochie on your hand.
It's all Eric Grant, who's the young OJ, because it's Walt Williams, Eddie Levert, and then the other one I guess died years ago. So a buddy of mine is like 10 years older than me. He's the reason why R. Kelly was there. But yeah, so it's Eric Grant's fault, who's still a buddy of mine. It's his fault. I'm passing the buck. But no, I remember like looking a bit. No, he didn't do anything sexual with them. They were just, at least not.
He just owned them.
Yeah. Like they were just literally sitting there watching a bunch of grown men play pickup basketball for no reason.
The shackles were weird, but it thought it was a jewelry choice.
But they were literally just sitting on the side of the court, like while the game's going on. And and no emotions. And not that they had to have but they didn't even like have a conversation amongst themselves. I just remember like, why are they here? Like they're just watching. Like, are they just spectators? Like
you couldn't be saying more red flags. Like of
oh no,
I'm
saying that now. I'm saying that now. Like, yeah, there was a bunch of like, it was just weird because it's not like they had it's not like they had a conversation with themselves. They could have went in the other room and watched television while they're playing back. They literally just sat on the floor next to the court while everyone played pickup basketball.
They were traumatized. They probably just got sodomized. And then R. Kelly's like, hey, watch me like hit these layups real fast.
Yeah. I will give R. Kelly credit. He can shoot. I will say that. And he looked like a pretty decent athlete, but it was his buddies, his two buddies doing the heavy lifting of grabbing all the rebounds. And then they wouldn't shoot. They literally wouldn't shoot. They'd pass up easy layups to just hand the ball back to R. Kelly. Pass the ball.
What a master of manipulation and subversiveness.
Yeah. And then they almost beat the shit out of my buddy Tucker Neal for trying to fight R. Kelly. So
if your name's Tucker Neal, I wouldn't advise starting a fight with R. Kelly.
Yeah, no, Tucker's a man. I just saw him.
Sounds like he wears bow ties all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is my dumb lighting is starting to get weird again. Yeah. I'm in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. When's your mom's nap time?
That is right. Most people listen to it on audio, but that was fucking well played, Karen. That was very funny. Now speaking of New York, man, because I didn't see TV at all. My Sirius XM on my phone, the subscription died, so I had to listen to AM radio on the way out here. Some guy he's obviously a Fox radio show host, but he was saying going on in New York is they called in the National Guard to get workers out of the hospitals at midnight because they didn't get vaccinated.
And also they not only that, but they have them they had to get vaccinated by midnight. Otherwise they weren't allowed in the hospital. So they deployed them at equal parts to remove those unvaccinated and also fill in as like temporary doctors and teachers.
The National Guard.
Yeah.
This really happened because like I'm listening to a Republican guy. By the way, the guy, I don't know his name, the radio host out here, but he calls himself the California's Nightmare is what he calls himself. So that's fun. From central Pennsylvania. He's California's Nightmare. That's what. So I don't even know his name. He goes, "You know me. I'm California's Nightmare." That's what he kept calling himself. And then he's like, "So, but if what he's saying is true, it sounded insane." And then whoever our new governor is in New York, like he played a clip of her saying like why she's doing what she's doing, and she's like, "God talked to me, and God said that I had to do this. That I had to." like that was a clip. If that was really, I assume that was her. Mike, you know more. You seem like you know more about this news than I would.
I only know just what I said, and that I don't know anything about the God-fearing governor or anything.
No, not God-fearing. God talked to her, and I'm like, can we go back to the Italian guy that grabs everyone's asses?
Well, I think anybody who's God is talking to is God-fearing, right? We can agree with it. There's very few like Satanists who are like, God talk to me, but fuck that dude. Like, I'm pretty sure that you're all in.
I was like, is this Poltergeist? Is this the movie Poltergeist? Are they all in a basement, like moving around? Like everyone put their finger on the Ouija board and whatever it says, this is God. He's talking to all of us. It was insane. Like,
would you care if your nurse or doctor was unvaccinated?
If I already have COVID, if I'm sitting there with COVID, I'm like, that's their call now. If they're treating me and I have COVID, it's like, it's
but also like the vaccine is supposed to help me to not get COVID or to not get a life-threatening COVID. So I feel like if they don't have it, that just sucks for them.
That's how I feel.
Right.
Like, who cares? Kind of like, okay, like make your decision. Like you're just putting yourself at risk the way I see it. Like I've decided to make another decision because I guess I'm smarter than you, but I don't really see why we would care.
Well, I think like they're like the one like scientist thing that they say is that if everybody gets it or the most people get it, the people who don't get it, that can lead to more like mutated strains and different versions, which then can be stronger and not be covered by our vaccine or whatever, all that. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's like, honestly, it's like, I don't know. People, I was one of those people who I'm like, oh, I don't get flu shots. I'm like, I don't think I'm not going to get that. That sucks. And then they were like, you can't do stand-up comedy. You can't go on planes. You can't travel. You can't go to concerts. You can't go to restaurants or bars. And I'm like, cool. So I guess just stick it in anywhere, like it doesn't, that was it. Once my livelihood and entire life was affected by it, I'm like, oh, I don't care this much. I'll get it.
I mean, my little sister just had a baby and everybody has to get like a tetanus shot before and this is COVID, no COVID, whatever. Like, I don't get flu shots either. Like, I think that everybody should be responsible for their own health and just like be healthier or whatever. But the vaccine, I was like, like vaccines are vaccines. Like, I'm fine to get one. Like,
you have to get measles and all those other ones before you go to college. You have to get them.
Yeah.
And the thing that's weird too, as well, is like, it doesn't help the people that I'm vaccinated. Obviously, I was at the comedy club last night, and I have to be on planes, but also like, it's not saying much for the vaccine when they're like, all right, round 2, like now we're doing another one. Turns out are we going to get like a new booster shot like every 3 weeks? It's like, obviously you didn't, it's like, that's like if someone said, we got to circumcise your penis again, and then you circumcise it again. Like, hey, guess what? Turns out we need more circumcisions for that penis. And you're like, all right, so you're just going to keep
they did do it. They did come out with it in like 8 months, which is, kind of like ridiculously fast, which I think is what is causing all of the hesitation. If they were like, hey, we've been working on this for 15 years and we finally got it, I think people would be, and be fine about it. But now it's like, I don't know.
Also, it doesn't help that there's 3 of them. There's 3 different versions of how about they all get together and work as a team and don't try to sell their version of it? Like, it's not like shampoo, like one's for extra, and the fact that they don't change it given your health conditions. Like, if let's say you have diabetes, maybe you need a different one or so. I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm not a doctor, but God talked. But God talked to me. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
God talked to me, and he's like, maybe we should listen to California's Nightmare. I couldn't believe that guy is like, he calls himself are you a wrestler? California's Nightmare. Dude, I had to listen to the guy. I'm like, are you for real? Just really.
Are you Crystalia?
There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
Link
Oh,
that. Send it to him.
Oh,
World
I don't know.
War III.
I'm not Kevin Brennan. I'm not the beef star. By the way, I hate that I did that on his podcast. I called him the beef starter. So now every time he gets in a stupid Twitter argument with anyone, people tag me and say beef starter. So now mine, not that but just the fact that like every time he gets in a fight, I'm tagged now in that fight with that comedian for calling him the beef starter.
Huh.
So
We all make mistakes, you know?
yeah. California's Nightmare, though. That's my favorite. Like, I like that guy. I got to find out who the hell he's in central Pennsylvania. He's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. This Nightmare is nowhere near California. At least call yourself Ohio's Nightmare or something. You can possibly
make it
touch.
specific.
Yeah. Making Delaware uncomfortable.
Karen's over this. She's left.
Yeah, Karen. Yeah. She's Karen, because I was listening to a podcast you guys were on together. You were in Hustler. You did Hustler.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, that when I was a kid, I mean, I'm older than Mike, but that was when I was a teenager, that was the magazine. I wasn't in a Penthouse or Playboy. It was Hustler.
Yeah, Hustler's dirty as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's dirty, but without being trashy at the same time. It was like, Karen's like, and then I came along. I made it trashy. I'm Hustler's night. I'm Penthouse's nightmare.
they had this guy, Todd Farley, who interviewed me, had interviewed Rich and Bonnie like maybe a month before. So he hit them up and he was like, I think he was going to interview like Christy. And Bonnie was like, I think Karen needs it more. You should interview her. And then, yeah, I just showed up at the photographer's place and it was fun. It was really fun. There was a girl named Jacqueline Helene who like did my hair and makeup, who's like a good friend of mine. So we just like hung out, took some pictures. He interviewed me like while we were shooting. So it was pretty painless. They still owe me copies though. I'm kind of irritated with the mailroom. I've sent some terse emails.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, they didn't even give you the so you don't even know what they have pictures of you doing.
No, I was there, so I know what I did. But
they didn't Bill Cosby you and like prop your arm up on something.
Emily Ratajkowski wrote a whole fucking thing about how she was like, she took all these pictures with her boyfriend at the time that were like very suggestive, and then he like fucking showed everybody. But I'm like, bitch, you're naked every day. Relax. So what was my point?
But not her nipples, Karen. Not her nipples.
Did you show nipples?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But not Emily Emrata, who's
I've seen her nipples.
She's the freedom. Yeah, maybe in like a sheer thing or something. But she's always like, there's nobody who, I don't know if there's more of a tone deaf persona celebrity in existence of like, I am the female freedom fighter because I want to fight for women and positive body health while showing my very surgically augmented, eating disorder body all the time. And you're
Who's this? Who's this? I don't know who she is.
Ray, you're too old. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Emrata. She's like one of the most famous, and then she pals up with Amy Schumer to be like, see, I'm friends with all shapes and sizes.
Look, I'm friends with this blimp. I'm going to heaven.
Yeah, it's so crazy. She really is
so stupid.
She's in a world of delusion, that woman.
Yeah, and she's got this like corny husband too. He's got like bleached blonde hair. I don't know what he does, but just as a couple, they're very irritating.
Yeah, she doesn't really speak because when she does, it's like awful. So she does a lot of the like, bug-eyed model stare,
right?
Pouty lips.
I gotta check her out, Emrata.
Yeah,
I assume she's a decent-looking woman. If she's, I'm sure.
I mean, she's gorgeous, but she's also like had every surgery you could get.
And her stomach also is just like so.
It's freakish.
It's weird. It's like she looks like she's never had a meal, or she like eats like with a feeding tube or something. Like it's not normal.
And she also posted like a picture with like 6-pack abs like 4 days after having a kid, and you're like, what is
impossible.
Going on?
Yeah,
she's an alien.
That's also like, I don't know, my body, like I like athletic women. I'm not into like scrawny. I need Like I like not that and none of them want anything to do
Let's
with
be
me.
honest, you'll
Yeah.
take what you can get.
No, but I'm not physically attracted to but no, I don't. You'll be surprised, Karen. I don't hook up a bunch. I've never had a one night stand.
That's such a funny like self-defense mechanism. Be like, you know what? Like supermodels, I'm not attracted to them. So they can come at me all they want. I'm not interested. Stop.
If she's not in the gym every day, I don't fucking want your skinny fat ass.
Yeah. No, but like no, I've been I used to host a show with Michelle Deswart, who's she's gorgeous. She's killing it on Netflix. She's on The Duchess. But she used to always make fun of me for the fact that like when sometimes women would hit on me and I'd just be like clueless or like whatever. Like I just don't assume they're serious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever. But yeah. I'm not crushing it at all. Nor was I ever crushing it. I don't have that mustache like Mike Feeney over there.
Yeah, this is more of a deterrent than anything.
Look at that perfect hair too, man.
Yeah, he's so coiffed.
That's it's some people got a career going for them. I got hair.
Oh, you're
and facial
killing.
hair,
Stop it, man. You're crushing it.
I thought you were gonna say that's semen.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing fine, buddy. I'm
But we
jealous
can't all
of
be
you.
in Hustler, so some of us need to make other moves.
I didn't know they still made Hustler.
You're just like low key calling me old, like over and over. Like
No, I'm the oldest one on here. I'm not.
Artifact of a publication. I didn't even know that they still made it.
Dude, I'm so jealous of you. You got no.
It's
You know
like
what I've been
finding
doing?
a treasure map to the 1980s.
Oh.
We put on the Goonies, bought a Hustler, we put it on the VCR.
Yeah, I've been opening up packs of baseball cards for baseball card shops online the last few weeks. Hey, it's paying well, so I'll take it. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at emotionally. I get like 10 new followers on Instagram, and I look, and it's these 12-year-old kids. Like, no, and I'm like, no.
Do you ever talk to Corinne? Because Corinne owns a baseball card
Yeah, I
shop.
went up there with her and Danny Polachuk. No, I showed her some of the videos that they had me opening up. I opened up mine, and I wish I have them to show like my fans. It all started because I've talked about it on my podcast. It's living in my sister's basement called Rock Bottom. It's like all my baseball cards are around me. So my fans started sending me baseball cards. You guys are still welcome to do that if you want. But so I was opening them up and I got a John Morant like autograph rookie card, which I guess like I went online and it's like a $500 card I got out of a pack. So
Oh man.
yeah.
Did you sell it?
I don't know how to sell it. And no,
Listen, I'm gonna put it between my ass cracks. Take a video. We're gonna triple the value.
we're
That
gonna
month.
triple the value. There you go. This thing's been in Hustler, I tell you. I don't even know if John Morant, he was a rookie. I don't know if he's old enough to buy
he's
a
about to be a
Hustler.
veteran.
Yeah, I think
Like
like-
Karen, an old veteran.
an old savvy veteran.
Oh,
I
I'm
know.
a hustler.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. You've been killing it in Hustler. I've been opening up pack of baseball cards for 12-year-olds online.
Hey, listen.
We all have our lane.
Yeah. I didn't realize you're wearing a Flogging Molly t-shirt.
That's the one I got at the show.
There you go. I always buy a shirt at the show. I always do.
Yeah, I used to a lot, then I didn't for a number of years because they're always like $36 and they shrink terribly. But this one was pretty cool. I feel like there's a couple little snakes, doing stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I started getting rid of all of my band shirts because in college up through college I was the only thing I wore were extra large black band T-shirts, and then I met my wife and she introduced me to the correct size of my body and also color.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That sounded like John Mayer lyrics. Introduced me to my own body.
Hold on, let me grab the guitar real quick.
She introduced me to my body. Yeah, take out your acoustic guitar.
And
We'll just sit here with lighters. We'll just hold up lighters while you sing on your acoustic guitar as your wife teaches you about your body. Who taught you about your body, Corinne? Like some dude from Hustler.
Yeah.
Some dude at Hustler.
Nah, my dead Uncle Bob.
My Uncle Bob. Was you guys so far? All right. So a few weeks ago, I did a podcast with Stacy Pressman and Patrick Schroeder. I forgot to hit record, so it was gone. We had a great discussion about this, but
It's
Stacy,
like a happy mistake.
yeah,
Just kidding. I'm sorry.
yeah, for them, they were like, "Thank God that didn't go out." But Stacy running for mayor. One of the things she was running for mayor about were for these teachers that only become teachers because they're attracted to children. So like sexual predators, getting rid of sexual predators out of, and then Patrick was telling me about some of his teachers that he knew that were like kind of inappropriate to students and stuff. I didn't see any. I talked about it once. I just remember one middle school teacher that I had in front of the whole class telling us what 5 women, which 5 dudes and what 5 women he thought were the hottest kids in the school, which was inappropriate in 8th grade. I'll say his name, Mr. DiBiasio. Fuck that guy. That was fucking uncool as shit. But it wasn't just me. He said that in front of everyone. And no, I was not one of the 5. But do you guys remember any teachers being inappropriate?
Yeah, I got fucked all the time.
So this is your Uncle Bob. He was also your homeroom teacher.
I'm joking. Nothing inappropriate ever happened to me throughout grade school. I shared one cab with my script analysis professor when I was a freshman in college that had some like tension in the air, but I think I was putting it there.
Okay. He's like, can you please put your shirt back on?
Yeah. Yeah.
You reminded me of my nephew. Can you put that back on?
Yeah. And that's, so loose terms. I think I was like throwing it at him more than anything.
Right.
I had no hot teachers my entire life except for 5th grade. I had a teacher that she was like super hot, Mrs. Johnson. She was great, but then like, she was like it must have been like her first year as a teacher, so she was like in her 20s and stuff, and every teacher I had ever had before that was like 68, so I was like, whoa. I can't even remember what she looks like. I just remember that she was young and I was attracted. It was like, oh great, you're in your 20s, hot. But every other teacher I remember there was a teacher in my high school who did what's it called? He had a shaved head and he drove a Jeep Wrangler, and all of the high school girls were obsessed with him because they were like, Jeep Wranglers were always just so cool. And every other teacher drove like a Hyundai, and he was like, had the tops down, bright red car, and everyone was like, oh, fawning over him because he was young too. Yeah.
Where'd you grow up? You grew up in Queens, right?
No, Long Island.
Long Island, same thing.
Yeah.
Queens,
Kind
Long
of.
Island. Yeah, kind of the same thing. It does sound like a Long Island thing. I could see that.
More strip malls, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Karen? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Massachusetts.
Oh, all right. Same thing. same. Speaking of like comics that like and I don't know Kate Quigley at all. I think I met her once at the Funny Stop a zillion years ago, and I didn't even know she did comedy. Because she's from Ohio, Cleveland area. Yeah.
I don't know her, but I know she likes to party.
Yeah, I know nothing about this. All I'm going to comment, which I thought was kind of inappropriate, after a week after everything that just happened, and she looks like she's going to be fine. She had a tweet like, anyone know how to score tickets to the Rams game? Like she was concerned about going to the Rams football game that very next weekend. That seems a little insensitive. Like that seems a little like,
hey, use your platform when you got it.
Yeah.
What if somebody tweeted back, maybe you shouldn't have spent all your money on Coke?
Yeah. I bet people did too.
Yeah. If I had seen that, I might have. Yeah. Shouldn't you be chipping in for some funeral expenses?
Yeah.
Ball game?
But I was like, whoa. Like, if she was saying that to be funny, that still wouldn't be funny because those are her friends and they're dead. But yeah, I thought that was like kind of like ill time being like, you should have others.
I've never heard of her before that happened, so I know nothing. I know nothing about her.
I said, I don't know her comedy at all. I know I met her once at the Funny Stop, the comedy club in Akron, where I think she's from Canton. I think that's why she was there. But I didn't even know she was a comic. I thought she was just like a comedy friend or a fan because like she didn't do comedy. She was just hanging out at the shows. So, but yeah, I thought that was. I'm just saying that for the female comics that And you have an OnlyFans, right, Karen? That's a nice transition. As I throw a comedian with an OnlyFans under the bus, I'm like, hey, no, but like Lindsay Jennings does a podcast all the time. She's got an OnlyFans. Keanu, she does too. Who's who else? I've had like 5 different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but none of them.
Is that the name of this of the podcast?
No. I was just bringing. I
can take off if you guys want.
Yeah. No, it's a shitty transition after the cake quickly thing. I thought you guys would jump more onto it and be like, and they're like, all right, I'm gonna.
No, I do have an OnlyFans. That's why I live in a great luxury apartment.
That's why you're crushing it. Yeah, Wendy Starling's another one. She's got like can afford nice places because I'm in my sister's basement opening baseball cards for 12-year-olds. That is where I am.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. That's where I am in my life. So I don't know. All right. That was a shitty.
Have you guys been to the Van Gogh immersive experience?
I did.
Did you enjoy it?
I did-ish, but I've also been to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, and I was high, and it was like the best museum I've ever been to because it's just like one museum, all of his shit, one person's shit. You get through it in like 50 minutes and you're done. I was like, this is the best museum I've ever been to. And then they're like, here's the other Van Gogh. And it was so packed when we went. You're like sitting on the floor and you're like, it was cool. It was definitely very cool, but I'm like, I thought
Sorry, go ahead.
I thought it would be more like walking around, seeing a bunch of different things and not just like watching one 25-minute video and then that's it.
Yeah.
So what explains, because pretend like I'm an idiot. No, explain for the fans.
You don't have to pretend, right?
Yeah.
He's going method on this one.
Yeah. Where's the Van Gogh Museum and what all?
There's one right by my apartment. I don't know where the other one is. I think maybe Chelsea or something.
Okay.
But this
where was he from though? Was he from America?
No. He was in the Netherlands.
I know he cut off his ear. That's all I know about the guy.
Yeah, he went crazy there for a bit.
Yeah, he had mental illness and stuff. And he was like in love with his brother or his best friend, but he also had a wife. I learned some stuff walking through there, and then, I went with my mom during like sort of off-peak hours, so it wasn't really that busy. So we went, and it was nice for her because you sit, and then all of like the paintings and the Starry Night, and you read little facts and shit.
It was cool.
And then there's a VR experience where you put the VR thing on, and it takes you through the countryside.
I didn't do that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Where the hell was that? I got gypped. I watched the video and left.
Oh, no.
There was more to it, Mike.
You put the thing on, and then next thing you know, you're going through the countryside of all the different things he saw and painted.
Oh, my God. Now I'm pissed. I want to go back.
Dude, Mike, I knew they had his ear there. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll spend another $30. But here's the thing about him that depresses me is he made he sold 0 paintings, I think, his entire life or something.
Yeah.
So it's just like comedy. It's the same thing.
Just he was a complete and utter failure his whole life, but now he's regarded as one of the best painters of all time. And you're like, God damn it.
It's brutal.
This poor guy.
Yeah.
Where was he from?
Europe, the Netherlands, I think. I assume Amsterdam, since that's where the museum is. I think he was from the Netherlands.
I think he was born one place and then went some other place to like live and paint.
Yeah, he was in France for a while, I think.
Yeah.
Who discovered him? Because I know Starry Night, and that is a really good painting. Here's what I will say about art. I know nothing about art, if you can believe it. But and the first question I was going to ask about this Van Gogh thing, like a lot of the museums in New York City are like free on Fridays. Is this one free on Fridays? Or?
No, it's like a pop-up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I remember going to MoMA with my girlfriend at the time, and obviously it's all this great artwork. And I just remember like these paintings that I thought were the best. I was like, oh, these are the coolest ones here. And then I saw that they were Picasso's, and that made me feel like, all right, I know who this. He's not a Ninja Turtle, and I know who this dude is. I fucking got the. I'm like, I'm an aficionado. That's what they call him, Mike Feeney. They call him art aficionados.
Yeah, you're like, I like Picasso's and Fallout Boy. Everything they tell me to like. I like the most popular versions of art.
You're missing it. I knew that I liked it when I didn't know who the name. I didn't know the name yet, right?
It's true. Okay.
I didn't know the name. Watch, it turns out everything in that area was a Picasso. And I'm like an idiot. They all would have said Picasso. And that's me going to this Van Gogh thing and being like, oh, this one's a Van Gogh. This is my favorite one. It happens to be Van Gogh. I clearly know what I'm doing with art. This Van Gogh guy's pretty good. The rest of them can use some work.
Yeah.
All right, I'm a fucking idiot. I think I am California's new nightmare.
There you go.
I am New Mexico's nightmare.
Yeah.
If you had to be the nightmare for one state, who would it be? We already know who California's nightmare.
State? Yeah. There's so many states I still haven't been to, so I don't know which ones I would really hate. But I don't know. I mean, I would be Atlantic City's nightmare because I want that. I want that whole city to get swallowed back into the ocean.
Yeah, I will say this because I did years ago before before Roy Wood Jr. even moved to New York. We were doing a bunch of colleges together, and then we did 1 week at the Stardome in Birmingham. If any of you guys have ever been there, which he did prank phone calls on the urban radio station. And so it was like it was a black audience the whole week, all 8 shows. And it's if you guys ever been to the Stardome in Birmingham, it's like a theater. So here's the deal: when they're there to see you, it's great. When they're indifferent to you and they don't give a shit about you, it can suck balls. So like these BET Comic View comics would go up before I'd go up. And one of them would do a joke about how he had like braids and he was on the roller coaster and it got stuck in the roller coaster and he fell off the side of the roller coaster. But the braids are so strong that he's just like his body's banging against the side of the roller coaster as it's going over. And when that would get, because first of all, then, and I'm sitting there like, obviously that never happened. I would have saw it on the news. But when that would get met with a reaction of like everyone like loving it, I would eat a dick. When that got met with the response of, so then I'd be fine. But whenever that got a big response, I would harshly eat a dick, which is like 4 out of the 8 shows. So I would be Birmingham's nightmare. If I had to pick a place to be a nightmare,
there you go.
Specifically, just that many people hating you every show fucking hurt. So that would be mine, the Alabama nightmare, I guess. Do you have one? Who would you be the nightmare for?
Come on, Karen, bring us home.
It's like, yeah, I know. I leave it with this half-ass climatic thing. Like it's not even. I fucking suck. I get it.
I would be the Bushwick nightmare.
The Bushwick nightmare.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Now you guys are fucking on. Thanks for hanging out and doing this. It'll be on Helium. Even though I haven't done any Helium comedy clubs yet, they play they just picked up this podcast, so they play it.
Oh,
there,
nice! So. Congrats!
Yeah. Congratulations! I would have tried to be funnier if I had known that.
No, you guys are fucking awesome. All right, plug your stuff, and I'm sorry to
go ahead, Karen.
To rail you.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans. If you don't know it, just ask Ray. I think he's pretty familiar.
Yes.
Follow me on Twitter at KFreehams. Follow me on Instagram at Kerryn Feehan. Subscribe to my YouTube. I have a podcast called Only Feehans, comes out every Friday, and there is a cartoon called Kerryn Sucks. 2 episodes of it are up on YouTube. We're making the 3rd one right now. Thank you.
Is it PG-13 content?
No. It's really dirty. Like
that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Kerryn sucks. You're like, hey, just see me in Hustler. I got this website. Kerryn sucks.
Derek Haynes plays a character named Carlos, who's always exposing himself to innocent bystanders. Pretty cool.
Classic Carlos. You can listen to Here's the Scenario podcast with myself, Mike Cannon, Brendan Sagalow. Check out my social media at I am Mike Feeney. Check out the comedy special Rage Against the Routine. And if you are on Twitch, twitch.tv/NYFreshmaker. Get on there, play some video games. I curse a lot, and we have a good time.
All right, awesome. Hey, thanks you guys. Thanks a lot for doing this.
Thanks so much for having me, pal. Good to see you.
Good
Bye,
seeing
Karen.
you guys. Peace.
Later.
Bye.